Good morning, all. So we're back on the trail. We had to hike a 0.5 or 0.6 up out of Pecks shelter to get back on the trail. I don't know, we're gonna have a lot of down today. I'm gonna try to do a 13.4 or so. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll see you there. Today's a pretty nice day. We got up, it wasn't cold. It's not supposed to be cold today. It's supposed to be about 68 degrees. The terrain I don't think is gonna be too bad. I'd say the only negative that we have today really is that we're carrying like a few extra pounds of weight from all of the rain yesterday. Hopefully we'll get to dry it out later.
So I'm in kind of a funk this morning. You know, 90% of the time that we're out here, it's like super fun and beautiful and, you know, whatever. And I'm super grateful to be doing this. And I'm super grateful of Kevin. But some mornings are just, you know, really hard when it's cold and, you know, it rained all night and everything is wet, and then you have to put on wet shoes and wet socks and then hike all day. Like I said, I'm super grateful to be out here, but it's not all rainbows and sunshine. It's hard sometimes. It's physically hard, mentally hard. I'm so glad to be doing it, but I don't know. I'm grateful that it's not raining right now, so there's that. Always gotta look at the positives, I guess. So yeah.
We're about a month into our videos. I was talking to my sister the other day when we were in Gatlinburg. She was saying that some of you guys have questions about some of the things that we do out here, like what do we eat, or how do we eat so much, or I don't know, like the bathroom and stuff like that. So that being said, it being a month into the videos, if you guys have any questions or things you'd like to see different, just you know, put them down in the comments below, or if you're friends with my sister Ashley, just pass them to her and we'll try to get them answered. This is quite the roadblock. Looks like a medieval torture device. Guess we're going around this way. A lot of people are curious as to what it's like for couples out here. And I'm telling this story because I want to share that not everything is always, peaches and cream. So this morning we started off just good. We were both like in really good moods because we woke up and it was not freezing cold and we're packing up, and I'm trying to, we had our raincoats like in between the rain fly and the tent, trying to dry. I moved Leah's jacket off of her trekking pole because I couldn't set her trekking pole up, and so I threw it on top of my bag's rain cover, and she thought I threw it on the ground. So she got a little mad, like, oh, you're just gonna throw it on the ground like that? And I was like, no, I didn't. You think I'm that stupid, right? And so I leave and I go wash off the tent bag because it's full of mud. I come back and she's like, you did throw it on the ground. And I was like pissed because right now, at that point, I feel like I'm being called a liar, right? And she's like, I said, did you even look? She's like, I shouldn't have just even said anything. So now we're just both in pissy moods, right? And so that's kind of sets the tone for the day for, I'd say, the first 2 miles. So it sets the tone for the first 2 miles. And so I'm like hiking ahead. She tells me stop. She apologizes. And we're like, okay. I'm like, I just felt like I was being called a liar, blah, blah, blah. So we're back to being normal, right? And then we're like a mile away from Tri-Corner Shelter, and I'm like, I'm going to stop at the Tri-Corner Shelter and use the privy. And she's like, we've only gone 3 miles. And I'm like, no, it's like 5.7 from where we started today. We're only a mile away. And so I kind of go a little bit faster away from her again, and go to the shelter, and I use the privy, and I'm just sitting there. I'm eating my Snickers and eating my candy. I'm just waiting. She doesn't show up, and I'm like, what the hell? we talked at a mile back. There's no way she could be still not coming here. So then I go into panic mode. I go get my bag on to try to catch up to her. I sprint up the mountain a half a mile. Didn't catch up to her, didn't see her. Sprint back down the mountain because I was like, well, what if she just didn't make it there yet? So I sprint half a mile all the way back to the shelter, run into the shelter. She's not there. Then, now, I'm in even more panic mode because now at this point, I have to make up a mile and a half. And she's probably at 2 miles ahead of me now. So I just start sprinting, trying to be like, where the hell is she? Like, I'm like, just, you know, nervous. Because we're never like more than, what would you say, like 5-10 minutes away from each other. Mm-hmm. So I'm literally sprinting for 4 miles to catch back up to her. And she, because she would have always, if she would have known I was at the stopping at the shelter, she would have stopped too. But she didn't hear me say that. And so she just kept walking thinking I was still in front of her. And she was trying to go fast. So, yeah. That's the tone for the day. But we're reunited 4 miles later. We're not mad at each other, and I'm just glad she didn't get mauled by a bear or attacked by some dude. So
I got my knife on.
My panic sensors can rest easy. But that's some insight to a couple things that goes on instead of just, oh, look, we're at a scenery. Look at this beautiful view. You know, there are issues out here as well. So, yeah. Maybe I love her a little more now because I lost her for a little bit.
You're a dork.
Just kidding. Can't love her any more than I already do. We're almost to the shelter though, after a whole day of chasing her, so that's good.
So we're in bed, or we're in our tent, going to bed. We're at, where are we? Peck?
No, Cosby.
Cosby Gap.
And I apologize. I totally was gonna bring the GoPro out while we were eating.
Oh, I know, me too. And hang in the bed.
But we were
stuff.
like waiting for everybody to go eat, and I totally forgot. I had 2 bags of ramen and a Spam.
I had a Knorr Parmesan fettuccine or something.
Oh, and a whole bag of Cheez-Its.
And I had a beef and cheese stick, and I had a nut peanut butter bar, and I had a bag of Swedish fish. I had a lot today. I was hungry. I was a hungry girl. Anyway.
Tomorrow we should be doing like a 10.5.
Today we did 13, right?
Some of us did 14.5.
Yeah, my feet really hurt today. So do my knees. So I'm taking some Advil before bed. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Yep. Headed to the hostel tomorrow.
Standing Bear.
To resupply.
We'll end up doing a 10.5 tomorrow, so.
So yeah. That's all, I guess, for today. See you guys tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow.